it's just not a fair way to race. And fans are going to bash me, but whatever.
So Kyle Larson, once again in the Freak Nation. And Kyle, last time we were talking to you, you were running for a championship. But I want to go back to last year at this time, the pressure cooker that you were in coming to Phoenix versus where you are now. Let's say you were at a 10 then with the pressure. Where's the pressure cooker now for Kyle Larson?
I don't know. I remember feeling like it was super pressure packed at all. I mean, obviously there was pressure on it because you want to win the championship, but I handled it well and don't remember feeling any different than I do now. You're just excited to get to the racetrack, excited to practice your car, and trying to focus really hard on maximizing the potential of the car and just the practice in itself.
Was there a different aura to last season because of all the success that you did have that season, in that you knew you didn't necessarily need to win, you just had to drive like you had been driving all season? Is that the difference maybe coming to this race last year?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think maybe last year I think because we won so much, maybe I came in here with even more confidence than I have now, but we've ran really well these last couple of weeks, and the team has always done a great job. So and we're still racing for an owner's title, so like there's still a lot of pressure on the weekend. It's not like I'm out here just driving for nothing. That's the owner's championship is really what to me means the most. It's the check. It's it's everything. I mean, right, we all want to make money, so that's where my mind is at. So I'm treating it as if I was in the championship 4 as a driver. And maybe if I hadn't won the championship last year, I might care less today and this week. But I think me winning a championship last year, I know I've got that on my resume already. So whether I got 1 or 10, like at least I got 1.
But let's be honest, though, Caitlin, your wife, is not going to chug a beer for an owner's championship like she did last year for your championship.
Well, she's not chugging any beers right now because she's pregnant. So,
Is that public knowledge?
We haven't announced anything, but I think it's pretty.
No. Congratulations.
She's far along, so it's like not a. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're doing like a month and a half.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's not. We're not breaking anything here by any stretch of the imagination.
I didn't see your PR guy go, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. Once it's your third, it's like you don't really need to have any announcements. So.
It's true. Let's set the mountain blue or pink.
Yeah, that's true. It runs its course. It's sad, but it runs its course, I guess, right?
Yeah. No gender reveal parties, no nothing.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I like it. Just you don't think about it really throughout the pregnancy. So, she's pregnant. We'll be drinking any beer no matter what this weekend.
So Kyle Larson joining us here at Freak Nation, and from a Speed Freaks perspective, we've loved what's happened over the last 4 or 5 weeks from a covering racing perspective. Because we don't like talking nuts and bolts. We like talking the shove between Larson and Wallace, the run with Chastain, the tie gives. That's the stuff we love. As a driver, and I know you're on the end of those things, do you enjoy watching the stuff, whether it's on the track or off the track, that isn't necessarily racing or just these highlights in NASCAR?
When they're good things, I wouldn't say any of the stuff that's been happening the last 5 weeks has been good things. From intentional crashes to dumping teammates to win a race to ride a wall to transfer. Like I don't view those things as good or good storylines. So like I think the things that me as a competitor would like to would be Christopher Bell. He was at his back against the wall 2 weeks in the playoffs and won to advance, or just good races rather than drama. But drama is what fans like to hear. So it is what it is. But me being the competitor, I think I would like to see like the exciting racing that's been put on, which has also been going on the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's just there's been bigger, kind of more dramatic, negative things going on as well that kind of overshadow them.
That's a great perspective because we cover it just like these camera angles. we're covering it from a different angle.
Yeah.
We cover it from a headline perspective. You're covering it from a driver's angle. And Joey Logano said something similar about that yesterday, about the Chastain. Similar to what you said, he didn't think it was good for NASCAR. It's like, that was cool that it happened then, but we don't need to see it again.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to me like, yeah, from a driver's perspective, I get why you guys think it's okay enough already.
Yeah, I mean, I think, don't get me wrong, when I first saw it, I was like, that was badass. Like that was spectacular. But shortly after that, I'm like, that's just not fair racing, in my opinion. And it's cool once. It's probably not going to be as cool the next time. And for sure, when you go forward with it, it's going to get less cool. And then the script kind of flips on it. So it was cool the first time. I would hope that we as competitors have enough integrity, knowing that you shouldn't do that. I'm guilty of it as well. I did it at Darlington last year, not quite to the extent that he did or the commitment level that he did, just because I didn't want to run through Denny in front of me. But and then shortly after that, I was glad that I did not win the race like that, because I would not have been able to sleep at night and being proud of the result. So I don't think that even in Ross's situation last week, I don't think I'd be proud right now being here at Phoenix racing for a championship, making a move like that. That's just, it takes no talent to hold it wide open and just plug it in the wall. So, and again, I've done it, I know it. And I'm not proud of it either. So you won't be seeing me do that again. But yeah, it's just, where does the integrity of the sport go, really, if you continue to do that? And that's kind of what happened last week. It worked so successfully. I mean, he was 2 seconds faster than the field that, then again, it doesn't take any talent. So when everybody sees that, it's like, okay, well, that worked. I mean, you have to do it now. Even if you're the leader and you have a 1.5 second lead at Martinsville, you have to do it. Otherwise, you're not going to win. So that's not racing at all, in my opinion.
No, it's absolutely not. And NASCAR should do something about that in their rule book, in the off season, whatever.
It's simple. All they have to do, when it's 5 laps to go and somebody gets loose and gets like a foot from the wall, they throw the caution because they want to set up a good finish. Throw the caution when you see a car on the wall. It's
right.
simple. I mean, that happens throughout the race. A car touches the wall, they throw a caution. It's the same thing. So it's just last lap, throw the caution.
It was a little strange why the caution didn't come out, but then again, we're all armchair quarterbacks at this point. However, having said all that, my marketing side of my head says, okay, but when a guy thinks outside the box, not necessarily a move that goes into the wall and could possibly put debris in the grandstands, I'm not for that, but thinking outside the box, other kinds of moves like that, shouldn't that still be open for you guys as drivers?
I would think sure, but there's got to be boundaries to
without
it.
question.
So,
yeah.
Not knocking Ross's ability to think outside the box at all last week.
Right,
I don't think anybody feel, even though there's some of us that might say, I've thought about doing that, but nobody has. So Ross actually thought about it and did it. And I don't believe that it just dawned on him off of turn 2 that, oh, I can wall ride this thing. Like he'd obviously thought of it and probably practiced it long after the GameCube that he mentioned. So again, I mean, hey, hats off for the commitment and trying it. I just don't think that's a fair way to race. It's as close. It is cheating. I mean, you think like crew chiefs will get suspended for 4 weeks trying to gain a 0.5 tenth. Like he gained 2 seconds by wall riding in one corner. So it's just not a fair way to race, and fans are going to bash me, but whatever.
It doesn't matter. You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, that's the point.
Right?
That's the
Yeah.
point. I mean, I'm not going to bash you. I may disagree with you.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was badass.
Yeah.
It brought.
But it can't happen moving forward.
I understand that. I'm talking about the moment it happened,
right?
And what happened. Let's move on. There's be a rule. They have to.
They have to.
All right.
There doesn't need to be a rule. Just throw the caution. Just do it. Do what you normally do. There doesn't need to be a rule.
Do what you normally
throw the caution.
Valid point, though.
You've had your share of disappointments in your career. I don't know back at 1 year, but what Ty Gibbs did, God, the guy's getting crushed. Rightfully so in some areas. Have you had any thought to talk to Ty about how to deal with the negativity that's been coming his way, or is it like he's got enough people around him?
I haven't personally thought about it. I mean, I'm not like a good I don't do good like trying to teach younger people anything. I'm bad enough trying to teach my 7-year-old son how to handle himself when he's mad. So I don't know. I think for me and how I handle things is you just kind of put your head down and get back to racing and learning from those mistakes and trying to do better going forward. He's only what, 19 or 20. So
20.
yeah, he's young and he's new to racing. Like he hasn't been racing that long, even going back to like go-karts. I think he was older than I was when I started. So his racing resume is small. His experience is very little. He grew up differently than I did. So we're different people. So it's kind of hard to for me to probably coach him on anything. But yeah, I think he's put himself through enough deals where it kind of altered his image. I feel like that he's probably learned from them all, and this one was a really big one. So I'm sure he'll be much more aware going forward, and not only how to race people, but how to handle the post race celebrations and post race interviews and stuff like that. I think that's where you can make a mistake on the track, but you can quickly fix it by your actions outside the car, and I think that's where he kind of messed up even more so than the on-track stuff last week. So I think that's where he could go. He could still be aggressive on the track. He could still make mistakes, wreck people, but I think it's the way you handle it afterwards.
So,
I think yourself, though, you are the ultimate example for people because you did go through a very hard time and you did come back swinging and proving to other people, proving to everybody that, hey, okay, I messed up. I can still live my life. I think that there's nothing better of an example than that. I mean, don't sell yourself short. I know you might not want to be in his face saying, hey, do this.
Yeah.
You don't want to tell him what to do, but
that's what I mean by that. I don't know. I think just owning it. I think having some ownership in what you do and did, it goes a long way for people and being humble about it too as well.
Freak Nation, his name is Kyle Larson. Always fantastic when he rolls here in the Freak Nation. Got himself a championship. He's got to do some more PR.
Oh, right.
And I'm not even going to ask him, would he do that to Alex Bowman if it's coming around the last lap at Martinsville? I'm not going to go there, Kyle.
Stop it. Again, the owner's championship is on the line.
Okay,
You're not going to take a teammate out.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah. Thanks. Nice talking to you guys again.
All right. See you, buddy.